Alright, so this is the parallel coil build. I don't have a really good camera right now, it's not working. But let's see if I can get a little closer. There we go. I've already built a couple, so I could speed this video up since I'm using my phone. But that's what it looks like in the end. But I'm going to show you how to build it. So the things you need are, this is my little setup, which is a 7/64 drill bit, 7/64, and ohm meter, 6 to 8 inches of Canthal 26 gauge. You can use any gauge. 28 gauge, you do a little bit more wraps, but I usually do around 5 for a dripper and 6 for a K-fun, which that's one of the things we're going to be doing. And a torch, and I have a little pick. It just helps out a lot to use something like this. Makes it easier. And last but not least, handy dandy nail clippers. So in the end, like I said, this is what it's going to look like. If I can get it to show up straight, because this video sucks. And don't worry, my hands aren't really that dirty, it just looks bad in this camera. There we go. Stupid camera. Yeah. So, let's start off, we'll build one, and then I'll show you how to put them in. So you'll take your 6 to 8 inches, right? I torch it beforehand, by the way. I start a torch beforehand to make it stiffer. It helps with the wraps and keep them straight. So you're going to put it to where the ends are pretty much exactly the same. Alright? And then you're going to come and you're going to find the center. This is where I use my little pick. I slide it in the middle. Dang it, get in there. Just like that, and I pinch it. See it goes in the middle? So I pinch it. And this sets you up for a flush wire. Now it's going to be all janky until you freaking stick it on there. It's probably going to end up looking like this. Not a big deal. The secret's in the drill bit when you use it. So you're going to try to get it as straight as you can. Alright. I mean, it's not going to come out perfect at first. Not a big deal. So I take the loop in first. I start with the loop in. Alright. Move this around so I can get in there. Start with the loop in. And I put about that much out. You're probably going to use a lot of Canthal on this, and you're probably going to waste a lot. That's the only way I build, so it makes it easy. But this first one is the most important. You got to make sure that they're straight together. You kind of bend both sides around at the same time, like so. And then you get as close as you can without overlapping. And this is where that bend comes in handy. You can just use a finger to hold it. See that? You're just going to go ahead and make 5 wraps. Take your time. It really is all about being patient on these wraps. Everybody's always like, well, I can't get it to work. I can't get it to do that. Well, you got to take your time. So there's 2. 3. I mean, if they look a little spaced out at first, that's cool. We'll fix it. 4. Just make sure you don't overlap. That's the biggest thing. And be very tight with it. See if I can get it to zoom in again. There we go. See, I've got a couple spaces in there. One there and one there. And in my last wrap, 5. Just get as close as you can without overlapping. Alright. Then I kind of give it a nice little tug on both sides. Make it stiff. Right. You want them facing each other. You know, one end coming this way, the other end coming this way. So, I take my drill bit off now because I've already have the other coils made. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide it off. Alright, so here, let's take a look at it. See if we can get it to show up. There it is. See, they're not perfect at first. So what does I do? Oh yeah, the other thing I forgot to say. My needle nose pliers. I have some L-shaped ones because I'm weird like that. I'm a mechanic, so I have all kinds of different tools. I give it a nice little squeeze together. This is where your torch comes in handy too. So you're going to heat it up until it gets red. You know, just putting a little bit of pressure, not squishing it, but just enough, right? Okay? Alright. Let it cool down, don't touch that coil, it's hot. It's really hot. But if you look at it, actually this one came out pretty good. If I can get my hand. Yeah, it's kind of crappy, but you can kind of tell that they're the same. There it is. So, you still see a couple little, how they're a little off, right? See how they're lifted on one side? So this is where the handy dandy drill bit, nope, it's not hot. Trust me, I've burnt myself 100 times. And you start working it back through. It's still a little warm, and you want it a little warm. But you start working it back through. Just like that. Now, here's the secret. See how straight it is? That's why I keep it a little warm. You can give it a little pull. And there, it's perfect. Just right. And there might be a couple little gaps every once in a while. That's because I'm pulling on it. But that's almost a perfect coil. So, that's one coil. That's how you make it. I know that's the hardest part. So the next thing I do, take my handy dandy nail clippers, and that loop end, I'll just cut the very tip of it off. You're going to end up cutting more off, but it always helps to have a guide. Just like that. I know, I'm sorry about my camera. But there we go. Alright. So I'm going to go ahead and do this to the other two. And this is the K-Fun. See, I still have a little bit messed up in this one. So I'm going to go ahead and redo the drill bit. This is the biggest part, like this drill bit. Putting it back through when it's a little warm always helps. This is, you know, cold, but it can still straighten out a lot. Alright. See, I still have a couple little holes in there. But that's okay. We'll get to that in a minute. There we go. Back to perfect. So. Alright, so this is my K-Fun 3.1. It's a clone. We're also going to be building on the Helios tonight, and also a clone. Yeah, so the biggest thing you want to remember, like you can go through the top post, you know, around the top through here, but with this coil I like coming through it. It makes it easier. In a sense, it's still a pain in the butt for the logistics of it, but it works. A lot easier than sitting there getting mad because your wire is not hanging on. You know, I always have one that tries to slip down because they're parallel. So you're going to put your coil back on your drill bit, right? You're going to cut that long tail off. You're going to cut them about the same length, right? And so then you're going to put it up. That's how you make sure you're going the right direction, right? You're going to face it up first, just to see where you're at. So you're going to have to bend one. They're both going to go in like this. So you're going to take, get this out of the way. You're going to take it, and you're going to bend it in. So hopefully you can see this a little better, but just like that. Focus in a little bit better. There we go. Just like that. You're going to do the other one the same exact way. Bend it in. Like that. So that's what you're going to look at when you get done bending them. Now for the fun part. take your K-Fun and get that. There we go. Alright. So, this is the fun part. So what you're going to do is you're going to take them, alright, and you're going to spread them out a little. This is where the drill bit comes in handy because it's going to keep those coils straight. Spread them out and you start sliding them in the hole until you see them come out. Just a little bit. Alright. This drill bit is amazing because you can manipulate the coil just right. So you don't mess up your coils. And if it does, I mean, you can go back and fix it now that you know how to build it. So there's one. The other one needs to go through. There we go. Alright, so you're going to be sitting a little high, obviously. So you're just going to come back through. Make sure that drill bit stays in. Come back through. And yeah, I'm having trouble. And you're going to bend it again. And so when you get to a point like this, alright, on one side, you're going to try to get that other side in too, but you want to bend the wire back again. Which it looks like I might be messing up my other side. And yes, I am. But that's okay. I can fix it. So, now that you've got that side in, alright, now we got to concentrate on this side. So, this is where I get my handy dandy pliers. For you guys that have kids, you know where that comes from. Old Blue's Clues. Now see that coil, it's going to look like it's, alright, don't worry about it. We'll fix it. Alright. Make sure you get the right wires. Just like that, alright. Alright. So, here's how you're going to fix that. You're going to twist it a little bit. If it does this, sometimes I don't do it. My last one didn't do this. And you're just going to push that coil in right there. See how I push it in with my thumb? So you're just going to push it in. I'll take my little scribe. Alright. So here's the deal. You're on in both sides. Hold your drill bit. Make sure that's straight. Oh, looks like that side's a little loose. Alright. Make sure it's straight. Go ahead and screw that side down. Alright. Go ahead and screw this side down. Once you screw it down, you can manipulate it a little more. Just like that. Alright. Okay. Now, the key to the K-Fun is you want to lift. Because if you're sitting on that contact post, you're going to short. You take it and you lift up. This is why I said you can fix it. Alright? You're going to lift up about that far. I hope you can see that gap I have in there. See how far that gap is? It's not huge, but it's significant. And the other thing is you want to make sure you're not touching any of the posts. So bring it over a little. That's the best part about Camthol. You can mold it. So, alright, as you can see, I'm not touching either post. At least I don't think I am. Oops. Not touching either post. And I'm not touching the bottom. Alright? And my coil is parallel. Every one but that little bit. But we're going to fix that when we heat it up. When you hit it, you fire it on the mod. There you go. So now you're going to clip your leads. I clip them all the way. I don't know about everybody else, but I clip them all the way. It's just preference to me. Alright. And now we're going to test it. 0.5 ohms. My reader doesn't do a point unless it's, 1 point. It's 0.5 ohms, 0.6, 0.506. Not much. So it's nice. It's perfect. I like to vape a little low. So here's the fixing part. I always do this, so I'm going to use my nemesis to do it right now. Seems a little easier. Alright. I gotta adjust it. Yep. Not a big problem. There we go. Alright, so, alright, let's see if we can get this good. There we go. Alright. Why are you not heating up? There we go. There's some old juice I've had. Alright, so you see it's not heating up from the middle. Let it cool down just a second. Hit it again. Now use your pliers and push it together just a little bit. You see all the gaps are gone. Alright, now let's see if we can get it to hit from the middle out. Perfect. Alright, so that is the K-Fun, you know, right there. Let's see what the ohm rating changes. It's probably going to go up like 0.0 something. It always does. So, let's try it. And wicking, it's the same as any other time. You just wick it normally. It's simple. 0.55. Not bad. Not bad for a K-Fun. A lot of people like to go higher on a K-Fun anyways. So, let me go ahead and put it on the hammer. Might be a little high. Scoot it back a little. There we go. Alright. So like I said, you're going to wick it. Let me go get my cotton. Okay. I wish I had a real normal camera for this, but if this helps, and if it doesn't, let me know. I'll redo it. I have no problems playing with wire all day. It makes me happy. I'm using 100% organic cotton. Find my end. There it is. Alright. The thing about using a phone is everything sucks. Alright, so alright. Wicking is simple, just like everything else. So, gotta wick it through. I like to put it up, unscrew me chimney, put the wick up first, and screw it down. That way I know it's not in the recesses. And then I'll take my pick and I'll push it all down, just like that. Usually gives me a pretty good wicking doing it this way, in my opinion. It's just how I am, I don't know. A lot of people don't like it. Take my little drill bit, push it down in there. And that's my son. Put a little in there so it doesn't dry. Alright. Ready to throw my battery in, put the chimney back on. Well, let's see how this hits. Pretty good. Now on the hammer, the chammer, I like to call it, there's a voltage drop. So let me change this out again. I don't like doing a cruddy video on something, even though my video has been crap. Alright, back on my NIMI. There we go. Cool. So she hits. Put the chimney cap back on. Screw on the tank, fill her up. I like to fill her from the top. I'm weird. I don't do things people tell me to do, even though I'm supposed to. Don't care. Alright, and then drop. Screw the top back on. Let me see if I can get this in the strap. Top back on. Alright. So, let's see how she vapes. Not bad. So, that was the K-Fun. It's good taste too. It's got a really good flavor. Produces a good amount of vapor on that. So, next, we're going to put it on the Helios, which this build takes about 4 minutes, if that. Yet again, I apologize for my video being cruddy quality, but all I got is my phone at the moment. So, 0 ohms. Let's go ahead and build this. Let's try to make this a little bit. There we go. Okay. So, Helios is very simple. So we're going to start on the back side. Alright. So you just thread it through. Actually, I don't even do. On this one, I'll come on this left post. Alright. Oh, where's my drill bit? Gotta have that. Forgot about the drill bit. Drill bit set. Alright. Put the long up top, makes it easy. Let's see if I can get this from a better angle, which I don't think I can. Slide it through. Alright. And I put this tail on this side. Alright. So, the first thing I do is I tighten the positive. Because it's the Helios, you can tighten down the positive already because it's got 2 holes, which is nice. Give it a nice tight. About that far away. I like it a little closer. And then I come around, see if I can get this up here. This is the easiest way for you to do parallels when you do a screw top. Right, you hold your drill bit just right, you get a good amount of tension. You come back towards the coil, so it's going to look like that when you do it. So you hold that down where it's at, and you screw it down, making sure it's tight. Now, here's the key to this one. Bring it back out a little bit and make sure both stay on the post. If they do, then you're good. You can go ahead and clip it. And I knocked my phone over, sorry guys. Take my drill bit out for a second so I can clip this, and then done. Alright, now I'll come back over and I'll clip this side. Just like that. Alright. Now for the other side. This is the only tricky part about this. Where'd my other coil go? There it is. Okay, so handy dandy drill bit. Alright, see my coil's a little whacked out, but that's okay. So I leave my long tail, and what I'll do is I'll judge how far away I want this coil. So I want it about right there. So I'll cut about right after the screw, right about, let me see this again, right about there. So it's a good distance, and then that way you don't have to worry about cutting again afterwards. There you go. You don't have to worry about cutting again afterwards. So you'll slide your ones in through this side. Alright, just like last time. Alright. Bring your wire over. Now, this one, there we go. Just like so. It's about the same distance. Alright. Where's my screwdriver? There it is. Alright. Tighten her down. Okay, then bring it back up. Alright, make sure your distance is good. If you need to bring it down a little, bring it down a little. So, come back around again. Drill bit, stay still. Just like that. Remember, you want to almost make like a loop with it, perfect loop. Just like that. Okay. Hold it tight, and then give it a nice snug tighten, and do your whole little pull the drill bit out. Alright, they're both good. It's coming out. And give her the clip. Now both of these are about 5 reps. It's parallel. Let's see what she reads. Ooh. That's a little low. Didn't expect that. Probably should have done 6 reps, but that's okay. At least you guys know how to make them. That's the best part. There we go. There we go. If I get it just right, I can probably pull 2 ohms out of it. I typically can vape with the VCT. Try to get it at 1.5. There we go. Perfect. 0.27. I think one of these is a little loose. There we go, 0.203, perfect. That's where you want to be. Makes the world happy. Nobody yells at you for being under ohm, which is BS anyways. As long as you know what you're doing, you're not going to get hurt. That's the best part. So I'm going to use my Nemesis again. It's got my VTC4, the Sony 30 amp. I'm just going to start saying that from now on. We're going to do our whole heating and cooling process again. And this one I got to change around again so I don't have it all jackered up. Alright. Alright, here we go. Fire it up. See, so I can almost guarantee you this one is going to heat up worse than this one. Alright? Because of that gap. Here we go. The left one's almost perfect, so we'll do our... Close them. Nice quick tighten. I don't know if you can see it on the camera. It actually is heating up from the center. It's kind of a little off. There we go. Perfect. Alright. Be careful, they're hot. We're going to check the ohms one more time just to be safe. So we have everybody on safety's sake, you know. Yeah. Usually they go up, which is sometimes pretty good. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes I'm at 0.1 and I want to be at 0.2 and that fixes it to 0.2, but we already did that, so. Alright, let's check it. Yep, there we go, 0.22. Cool. Now I wick these, if they're verticals, I wick them in haystacks, like you guys saw on the picture today, this one. My verticals, they're like that. It's the same process. You just do vertical build. But on you know, horizontal, I do the typical, put it in, wrap it under, leave a nice space. And on this one, it's cool because you can leave a nice big area right through here for air to get through. So it kind of helps with the vaping and keeps it cold, because this little freaking cap, you know, that the Helios has, yeah, it's got great air holes and everything, but it's small. I mean, that's tiny. So the more air you get, the better. Go ahead and wick it, and we'll call this video a night. I wick a little heavy on this one. I find if you go too light, you'll really burn your cotton, but I find that with any other build too. So I think it's just a standard. I don't know. It's just something that I typically do. Alright, so I've got my mustaches, as I like to call them. Trim them. Get off there. Right about there. Unlike the Dragon coils, you're going to wick pretty good with these. So you don't have to worry about, you know, exactly where they're at. It's just a standard wicking, in my opinion. Actually, I'm going to cut them down a bit more. My scissors kind of suck. And if I need to, I can pull it out. I think I do. At least on this one. There we go. That should work. So at this point, let me clean that up a little bit more. It's a little crappy. There we go. So at this point I just push them in. Might have done a little much, but that's okay because I can mold it with my juice. Alright, see that big old hole? That's what you want. This one might be a little long. I'll go ahead and snip this one again. So yeah. So you can see all the way through there. Well, this side's a little thicker, which I don't like. Like I said, you can mold it. So, got me juice. And I wick on the coils also. I don't know very many people that do, but my brick and mortar guys that help me figure this out, that's what they do, so I just do it too. Monkey see, monkey do, right? Alright. Make sure to get all of it. Wick it up. Alright. Let's fire it up and see how well she hits. It's not bad. I like to call them my angel wings. They come out a lot. Alright, let's try out the bait. Like I say, with the Helios, it gets really hot, so it's hard to pull a really good vape off of it. But I'll go back to my M16 Sentinel with my Trident or my Patriot. This is my best mod. And these are the verticals. The verticals will produce more vapor. So let me make sure I'm not wet or dry. I mean, you're not blowing mega clouds, but you're also not. I mean, you're getting amazing flavor with these. This flavor. Great flavor too, and it's good cloud production. So. And that's the parallel coil.